Hi everyone. So in this question, we're being asked to solve cosine of theta plus root 3 equals negative cosine theta. In this kind of interesting interval, it's a half closed, half open interval. Let's just take a look at what this interval is referring to. It's from 0 and including 0 out to pi, but not including pi. So 0 up to, but not including pi. So we're in radians. Now I'm going to divert my attention to the equation. I'm going to try to isolate the trig function here. I'm just going to bring the cosine over. So 2 cosine of theta. I'll bring the root 3 over, equals negative root 3. And now cosine of theta is equal to negative root 3 over 2. Now, I can see that the cosine ratio is negative. What two quadrants is cosine negative in? Well, 2 and 3. So the only answer that I have here is the one where my terminal arm goes through the arrow of my domain. And so that's going to be in the second quadrant. The third quadrant answer just isn't relevant here. Now, I'm going to use my reference angle, do the inverse cosine of negative, I can't believe I just did that. Not of the negative. I don't want the negative there. The negative told me what quadrant I'm in. I don't care about that anymore. What I care about now is the size of the reference angle. So the inverse cosine of root 3 over 2, okay, is going to be pi over 6. Okay, 30 degrees, pi over 6. What that means is I'm taking pi, the top half of the circle, and I'm dividing it into sixths. Okay, now I would be doing that for the bottom half of the circle as well, but in this case here, I'm only going to be working into the second quadrant. The reference angle is this pi over 6 right here, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those pi over 6 pieces. So that's one way of thinking about it. This is 5 pi over 6. Now another way of thinking about it is to compare it to the x-axis. Okay, in the second quadrant, you go forward to the x-axis, and then you have to have this little negative rotation back to the terminal arm. So that's pi, and then you add the negative reference angle. But either way, you're going to end up at 5 pi over 6. Doesn't really matter whether you want to count it out or do the algebra there, the arithmetic there. You're going to get 5 pi over 6.